The Dogon tribe and their mysterious knowledge of the star's globe and ancient people hidden among the cliffs. In the arid, sandstone cliffs of the Bandiagra escarpment in Mali, West Africa, lives one of the world's most fascinating and enigmatic peoples, the Dogon tribe. For centuries, they've preserved their traditions, art, and mythology in isolation, living in cliffside villages that seem almost frozen in time. Their culture is rich with symbolic rituals, intricate masks, and deep spiritual beliefs that connect the earth, nature, and the heavens. But beyond their cultural beauty lies something that has astonished the world: their advanced knowledge of the cosmos, especially about the star system Sirius, which they call Segui Tolo. Milky Way, the Sirius enigma. When French anthropologists Marcel Griaule and Germain Dieterlen lived among the Dogon in the 1930s, they discovered something extraordinary. In their oral traditions, passed down through generations, the Dogon described a hidden star that orbits Sirius, invisible to the naked eye. They called this star Po Tolo, meaning the small star. According to Dogon mythology, Po Tolo is extremely small yet incredibly heavy, so dense that all men combined could not lift even a grain of it, invisible to human eyes. Moving around Sirius in an elliptical orbit that takes 50 years to complete. At the time, this sounded unbelievable. But modern science later confirmed that Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, does indeed have an invisible companion. Sirius B, a white dwarf, so dense that a teaspoon of its matter would weigh about 5 tons. And astonishingly, Sirius B's orbital period is approximately 50 years, exactly as the Dogon had described in their ancient stories. Ringed planet knowledge beyond their time, the Dogon's cosmology doesn't stop with Sirius B. They also speak of a third star, known as Emma Ya Tolo, the son of women, said to be slightly larger than Po Tolo but lighter and surrounded by its own planets. Some modern astronomers have speculated about the possible existence of a Sirius C, though it remains unconfirmed. The Dogon's descriptions go even further. They talk about the rotation of planets around the Sun, the structure of the Milky Way, which they describe as a spiral-shaped system, the existence of Saturn's rings and Jupiter's moons, long before such details were known to modern science. How could a traditional African tribe, without telescopes or written scientific methods, know these things? The myth of the Nommo, celestial teachers. Dogon mythology provides a dramatic and symbolic answer. They believe their knowledge came from beings called the Nommo, who descended from the sky in a spinning arc. The Nommo were described as amphibious, fish-like beings, both male and female, who brought wisdom, language, and order to humanity. According to their sacred stories, the Nommo came from the star Po Tolo, landing in a whirlwind of dust and fire. They gave the Dogon their knowledge of the universe and taught them how to live in harmony with the stars. These celestial beings became the center of Dogon spirituality, symbols of creation, transformation, and cosmic connection. For the Dogon, the stars are not distant lights in the sky, they are living entities that influence life on Earth. Puzzle piece: how could they have known? Scholars and researchers have proposed several explanations, each with its supporters and critics. 1. Ancient observational astronomy. Some experts believe the Dogon developed this knowledge themselves through centuries of careful sky observation. African civilizations, like the Egyptians and Nubians, were known for their sophisticated understanding of celestial cycles. It's possible the Dogon inherited this knowledge from ancient sources through oral tradition, which they preserved faithfully. 2. Cultural transmission from Egypt. There are linguistic and symbolic connections between Dogon cosmology and ancient Egyptian beliefs. Sirius, known as Sopdet to the Egyptians, was central to their calendar, marking the annual flooding of the Nile, a life-giving event. Some historians propose that as African tribes migrated westward, they carried fragments of this astral knowledge, which the Dogon later integrated into their own worldview. 3. Western influence. Before the 1930s, Skeptics suggest that the Dogon's knowledge of Sirius B might have been influenced by contact with European missionaries or scientists, who had already discovered the white dwarf. However, there's no clear record of such contact before the Dogon's oral accounts were documented, leaving this explanation partly speculative. 4. The extraterrestrial hypothesis. The most controversial and intriguing theory was popularized by Robert Temple in his 1976 book, The Sirius Mystery. Temple argued that the Dogon's knowledge could not have come from observation or coincidence. It must have been given to them by extraterrestrial visitors from the Sirius system, possibly the Nommo themselves. While mainstream science rejects this idea, it remains a captivating possibility in the realm of ancient astronaut theories. Feather science meets myth. Whether mythological or factual, the Dogon's cosmic wisdom blurs the line between science and spirituality. In their worldview, the stars are not just physical objects, they are spiritual forces guiding human destiny. Their rituals, agricultural calendars, and sacred ceremonies are all aligned with celestial cycles, especially the Segui festival, which occurs every 60 years and coincides with the Sirius cycle. Even today, modern astronomers and anthropologists visit the Dogon region, studying their traditions and sky lore, seeking to understand how myth, observation, and symbolism blend so seamlessly in their culture. Shooting star legacy of the Dogon remind us that ancient knowledge is not always primitive. Their stories show that humans have always looked to the heavens, searching for meaning, connection, and identity in the stars. Whether their insights came from divine messengers, ancient civilizations, or their own keen observation of the sky, the Dogon tribe holds a timeless lesson. Knowledge is not only written in books. It is whispered by the stars, sung in rituals, and carried in memory.